Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful. When the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning. Fifth, right? Yeah, that's the fifth. See, I didn't even look at that one ahead. I just knew yesterday was the fourth. So today. Okay, so charts. Go to the charts. So yesterday was super tight. You see this thing right here, man? Oh, come on. Where's my pen? The pen is there, but I can't find it anywhere. That's so late. Wow. This area right in here. Man, yesterday morning, so tight. But eventually the Bulls won. But did not get quite as high as the emergency rate cut spike. So not out of the woods yet. And then back to balance. So we had range extension. Probably, no guarantee, but probably the Bears are going to try their turn now.
Buy.
Oh, there it is right there, in fact. I'm testing here, see if my I can get my rhythmic data to work, but it's still not yet, apparently. All right. So, anyways, that's basically the gist of what we got. They're pushing the treasuries up hard. They just kind of took a little step back here. But the treasuries are trying to go up and make a new high, it looks like. Overall, we got short in, and everything looks short. Man, I mean, I'm really tempted to just like that right there. The chances of that stopping out though are so high. We're just getting right into it, right? Oh, okay. Go without me. It's okay. I understand. We do have some numbers. Non-farm productivity numbers, initial jobless claims, continuing jobless claims. Unit labor costs. That'll be an important number. Then at 10, we got factory orders. Cool. There's also some bill auctions today. So overall, could have continue to have a really volatile day, it looks like. It does look like the volatility has subsided a little bit. Like, I'm getting 2s on the average true range. Man, can you believe that we missed that one? Can you believe? Well, they sure are dropping fast in the E-mini. Does not take them very much, does it? Quite a bit of a bottleneck there, around 40. What about treasuries? Oh, yes. Big old iceberg there at 13.5. Fine. Nope, I don't like that at all. Okay. It's kind of been not very reliable lately to trust the icebergs, and the 10-year has it. Now they're gonna iceberg at 13. Thousand sitting on it too. Ooh, ooh, 5K. There's our stop right there. Disc, disc, disc. Well, it looks like they're having a little bit of trouble coaxing in the volume. Sure that anybody long is a little hesitant. I mean, he sure took a tumble there, but that might have been the worst of it. I don't know. Let's fix this. Oh yeah, that was a really bad dive. No. Oh, you were doing so good, guys. Hmm. Let's see now that 12 having a little bit of trouble staying bid. Oh, there's a big offer in the 5-year. E-mini seems to have settled down around 30.42. See, those offers are pulling way easy. That's why I took it.
Harlequin says inside day in the Amini and after the strong close we are moving to the bottom. Expecting a break of either side to be honest.
Yeah. I see yesterday was range extension and then this overnight return to balance. So typically, it's no guarantee, but the tendency is that that the bears will take their turn now. That they'll sell the E-mini today. And that they'll see how far they can get. But okay, so here's ES making another push. It does push the treasuries up to 13. It's not. So there is still some iceberging happening at 13, but they are able to beat it. Look, now there's some orders at 13.5. There's definitely some offers, but they seem to be able to push through them okay. It's still not the best. It's not the best for us. Sorry, a little bit of encoding lag there. Yeah, look at that. They'll step up to it. The buys come in, but then somebody takes it off her again. Hmm. going to be a 5K up there. It looks like. But they're even having a hard time holding 13. See, watch. They're going to trade in at 13.5. It's going to be way more than 500. Seems they can't even get the orders to do it. The E-mini, even though they did go and make a slightly lower low there, they came back to 13 and 30.42. And look, somebody ticked down with a strong offer. Oh my. Somebody hit right through him. Okay, I'm getting a long in the E-mini. I can't take that one because it is against the daily and hourly trend. So a long there does not necessarily make sense. Although I think they probably get enough volume from it to turn again. I mean, if they turn back up, I think that you could get back up to 50, but it's not so strong that the bears couldn't try another push. Oh, in fact, look, there you go. Pushing it down again now that the treasury is not bidding up. Okay. No trouble with that. Still a little questionable at 13. Yeah. And look at how easily it ticks down 12.5. Somebody's really fighting this. Like it looks to me like the crowd is going long, but somebody really big is holding it back there. I think this is a situation where the crowd would tend to win out in the end, but you got to wonder why right there he's willing to hold it that like that. Look at these stats.
Sheldon Beck says, what are markets looking like they might do today?
It looks like the E-mini is probably going to get
Sheldon
a
Beck
little
says,
bit of
smiley face.
also high.
Sheldon Beck says also hi, dollar.
It looks like the E-mini is going to get a little bit of a test to the downside. Well, we're getting that right now. We were at 30.50. Now we're testing 30.40 area. But the treasuries are being held back. They've been trying really hard to get above this 13 area. And could still happen. But the offers are definitely there holding it. Okay, well, we're seeing somebody absorb a little bit at 12.5 now, so ugh. There's this stack that's kind of moving around. There's 1,400 or so that keeps showing up trying to shove us down. Now remember, last time that showed up, they bought up through it. But it's back. Just like that. Like 27.83 to clear it. It was way more than what was being offered.
Sheldon Beck says the whale's holding it back.
So whale is definitely holding it back, I feel. But he's holding it back against a pretty insistent crowd, so don't think I necessarily have to give up my long here. Okay, but see, their bids, okay, that's a little bit better. If they get through 13.5 without a whole lot of drama this time, then maybe we could run a bit. Okay, so the signal that I was super skeptical about long in the E-mini, well, it's giving me long again, technically, but it's just it's in the mud. That's an area that you don't touch it when it does that. Okay, so 13.5 still being difficult. And even 13, and look at 27.25. Oh, very interesting. Whoa. No volume coming in now. Treasuries have actually slowed down considerably, even though there's not a lot of liquidity. Well, I guess the E-mini's going relatively slow too. You know, if this really is like range extension lower in the E-mini, that's pretty pathetic. Okay, uptick in the E-mini. They sell it back down. I'm having a hard time getting a handle on if one side or the other has an advantage. There's definitely an imbalance between the number of traders on each side, though. Really seems to me like it's a large number of buyers in the treasury and a couple of really big sellers. Well, there's got to be some big buyers on the buy side too for them to hold like 39.42, but it's also just massive amounts holding the offer in the 5-year. Well, that's not too great. Look, the E-mini is trying to make it back up to 30.50. Trying. Oh, that's a big iceberg at 11.5 too. I feel frozen. Like if they get through it, it could be really good. But then you get this. That could have been a great out. 10,000? We're trading some huge numbers in here. Oh, push it, push it. This could be really good. Yeah. We still got to worry about 13 and 13 and a half. But if they push through those and there's not significant liquidity holding it back, then you got a really good setup. And look, those bids stacked effectively as well. Okay. Mhm. Mm. Treasury is trying to break up, but it won't be easy. There it is. Unfortunate. Look at that. No good. I it still looks like the trend in the treasuries is starting to move down, but it doesn't look like they have enough volume to just completely push it through. Or at least they're biding their time. So if it does go down, I think it's going to take a little bit more. See, they're hitting it at 11. You mean it's suggesting to me that it might push back down? They're at least going to make an attempt. Buyer seems to like this spot here. A little bust higher. The buyer did buy a lot at 11. Well, I guess that 11 could have been profit taking. Hmm. And that's they're holding the 10.5 for now, but a couple of those takes were not good. Okay. See, like, they're not aggressively holding the bids at all. But they're totally willing to hit into the offers now. Curious. Oops. They're letting it go through. This could like swing back long, and it might happen so fast that we'll miss it. I keep seeing the absorption and wanting to take the absorption, but I don't know if that necessarily makes sense. The mini did come back to 30.50, so maybe the sellers had their day already and they're already worn out. Hmm. That looks like luring it to me at 11. He's pulling that bid because he wants more. Yeah, and then 11.5 goes bid with only 500. Hmm. So now 11.5 is stacking up. Okay. 12 is stacking. That changed very, very quickly. Okay, there's still the 13.5 area. It's giving me a short. And yes, 30.47. What? When you have the bid being bought and offer sold a million times a day, it's much easier to get out whenever. Yeah. Yeah, but it's like a harder read. $48.25. Now that don't look particularly great in ES. Hmm. Okay. There's some good short volume came there in the E-mini, and it did not move at all. Hmm. So they're willing to take 12. I even bet they're willing to take 12 half. But it's that 13 and 13 half is when it's all of a sudden it's like super hesitant. Hmm. Well, that signal in ES didn't work out. In fact, how much favorable ticks did we get on it? 4? Never get 4. Okay, so yeah, so they are willing to take 12 half, but then it starts iceberging again. Hmm. So you see that volume in the 5-year there? Bunch of selling followed by a bunch of it holding and then a bunch of buyers hitting into 27, but not making any progress at all. They hit into that and they immediately stacked more. Hmm. Okay. They took 27 bid in the 5-year and look, and 27 and a quarter pulled. I'm seeing a bunch of shuffling around now. Like not an unusual number of orders being placed, but I just saw all of these numbers change. So it was like perhaps more significant changes. So they were closer. Yeah, and then it ticks back down. I don't know about that one. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Jeez. Okay, that volume at 12.5 doesn't necessarily make sense to me. I'd say it's favorable to us, slightly favorable to us, but I don't understand why it's. Hmm, so much at 12.5. Okay. What were those? Those are all bids pulling, but very far away. Bids all the way at 04 pulling. Let's reset everything because this seems to be the turning point right here. Hmm. Well, they're getting more comfortable trading all in through here, but they're not getting above 12.5. A little bit of progress by the bears there in the E-mini. I actually see the potential for them to dive down in the ES. See some real potential. The shorts pushing down in the E-mini, making a bit of progress. They have yet to have come into a real wash, really trigger those stops on the downside. So
Jake says one more big leg down.
they could. I don't know if they're going to, but I definitely see the
Jake
setup.
says Europe looks weak.
Yeah. Well, the volume that it took to get back up to 50 in ES was pretty weak. Like it looked like mostly those shorts covering. So that's where I'm kind of like, okay, so if they decide to push down into a new low, you're definitely going to have longs puking out. like down to like the 30-40 area. If they go down to the 30-40 area again, there's definitely going to be some longs that are upset. But you can see here in the treasuries still at 12.5. Some big orders trying to hold it back. Okay, well, they're holding 500 bid there at the moment. I think they've still got plenty of uh, contracts to try and push it down in the yes. Now we're hitting into 14. Oh, wow. Okay, so a few stops hit there. Yeah, 14 in the 10-year. Let's kind of take some profits here. We'll lock in some profits. 30. 6 points in the ES is pretty good for me. Maybe should take it off here. I see potential for more volume still. Did not all come off. I didn't necessarily see a really strong stop run in the E-mini either. There you go. Need to come in here and mark 23 was right high of year. The hoy. Okay, so now 13.5 is holding a strong bid. Okay, so some iceberging at 14. E-mini kind of saying, well, I don't know if I want to make a new low of the hour or not. Huh. Oil falls as OPEC Plus and Russia talks break down over production cuts. Mohammed El Rain, why aren't oil prices spiking higher on the announcement of an OPEC production curb? Three reasons come to mind. It's conditional on Russia participating in the output cuts, it's subject to internal non-compliance pressures, and it faces a highly uncertain demand outlook. That's a big old iceberg there. I don't know about that. Wow, 5K at 13.5? Well, this order is useless because if it comes back there, it's definitely going through. Treasury's given up all those gains. No. Well, I think it's prudent for me to take that one off right there.
Block sell.
Okay. Very well. Damn it. Don't you just hate that? You put the order in, it barely doesn't fill you. Fine. There's a long night. We could take that one. Say we're a little bit more into the muddle. Like, we got a good short setup at the top of the hour. Like, we really got the one that we wanted. I really should have had, I was thinking, like, if I get 50, I should take the profit, and I didn't put it in there. I thought that I would take it and look at, like, it went through by, like, 1. So I made a mistake there. As per recent federal court ruling, the federal government will be withholding funds from sanctuary cities. They should change their status and go to non-sanctuary. Do not protect criminals, says Donald Trump. He tweet anything else? No. He is on the warpath, apparently. Maybe not. I mean, that looked like a pretty PR-ish one. Well, if they turn back down after that, I'm going to be upset.
IDK says it's me or Gary Richard. IDK says Gary Rich is donating a fortune on every live stream. Ha 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 ha.
No, not on every live stream, but he has given a couple of good ones. Does it? I'm not looking. Oh well, it's easier for me to look at it this way. Are you talking about the things down at the bottom? Ding 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 ding. Oh, just that one. And then the one the other day from Anthony. Love it. At some point, I do. Well, I got a couple of other things before I do it, but I really want to make a light board that goes behind us. Do you see that my little lights fell off of the monitors? Wait, let's fix that. It does not stay. I should just get a floodlight.
Air Cages says crypto exploding. I'm rich again.
Yeah. Not too happy with it. Well, it did go. I should have held that one, man. Crypto is exploding. Oh, come on. You really think that $400 is exploding? Okay, well, it was a decent amount of buying volume on it, that's for sure. Well, now what do we do? Feel like we just got out at like the worst spot, you know? Hmm. Hmm. Tough call. Well, now what I'm seeing is really big offer icebergs that are just being blown right through. And a strong bid at 14.5. They're squeezing the hell out of them. 12K at 15. Happens, I guess. Why don't you want to make a living out of trading?
IDK says, why don't you want to make a living out of trading? What do you do for a living?
Well, I just don't believe that trading would ever be consistent enough for my needs. I would really have to have a really big bundle, and I don't know. It's inconsistent. I have a pretty good job. So to me, it's like I just start small and build things up consistently. And I haven't been able to be as consistent as I would like. So why should I be thinking, oh, I want to make, this my full-time job? 16K, and they're able to bid it at 15. Okay, and now the E-mini is starting to panic a little bit. Makes me mad. I'm mad at myself, man. So mad at myself. It's a good trade. I got
RJ
out.
Wheels says you can't take wife and small kids on this roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it's not just that. I just don't think that it is really very realistic for the vast majority of retail traders. And I don't want to be running around and telling people that that's what their goal should be. It seems like that's what everybody else in the trading world does, is they say, "Oh yeah, everybody should be trying to trade as their main job." And I really don't see it that way. I think that what we would rather have is a lot of people that do it on the side and have other sources of income so that they can handle when the tough times come. Okay, well, that iceberg at 15 seems to be holding for now. If the E-mini really, really wants to go back for another dive, we might wait for it to come back to 30.37. But there was so much short volume up in there that if they get above 30.37, it could start triggering some ugly short covering. So I'm a little wary about trying to play that one the wrong way.
RJ Wheels says the gurus are full of it. There's
Totally.
money in bulk emails, AMD websites, and selling software that puts lines on charts, but it's really difficult to make a living trading.
Well, there's a very strong confirmation bias amongst everybody that trades, right? That okay, so there's that long right there, right? That I was talking about. Do you want to take that one long? I don't know. That could be where it flips back down. But there's so much volume short that that if the longs decided to push, they could get some
Block buy.
real. Well, the Treasury doesn't seem to think that that's what's going to happen. Let's see. Block buy into 15. Some big iceberging. This is like a really. Anyways, there's this really big confirmation bias amongst everybody that trades retail. That is, I can do this, right? Isn't it? Do any of you guys sit out there and say to yourself every day, I'm probably never going to be a successful trader. Nobody does that, right? Of course not. It would be a bad mindset. And the truth is you can do it, but probably only 5 to 10% of you actually will. And we have all these interesting ways of lying to ourselves about it. Like, we'll have a strategy, goes really well for a while, and then we come in and it just completely falls apart. And we say,
IDK says that's my view. I want to live out of trading, but always with a secondary source of income to be safe during losing periods.
Yeah, exactly.
Air Cages says stop talk shit, Seth.
And there's this hold on. Anyways, so like you do really well, and then all of a sudden your strategy falls apart. And what do you say? You say, oh, well, I screwed up. I made a mistake. And probably you did make a mistake, but the confirmation bias that you don't realize is that you probably make really big mistakes every day. And so it was kind of inevitable that when the market got crazy, that it was going to come in and screw you over because there was an issue with your strategy. Now you can come in and fix it and try it again, and I totally recommend that people do. But you should admit the possibility that the problem was not you, but the way that you were trading. The strategy that you were trading with is actually not actually profitable like you think it is. And those are the kinds of things that we fool ourselves with. And so my perspective on it is just like you're going to be much better positioned to become successful if you have another source of income and you just take it one step at a time and you work hard at it and you focus on this one trade, doing this one trade the best, and not have the weight of I have to be successful or I can't pay rent, right? Because then all of these, and I try not to push that because the thing that bothers me about the industry is that so many people push that,
IDK says I don't believe in strategies. I think the best way to trade is reading the ladder and adapting to current market conditions.
Well, but is that not a strategy? It is a strategy. It's just one that is so complicated that probably you yourself cannot actually enumerate what it is. Look at that at 15. They are really trying to squeeze them higher. It is possible that the E-mini and the 10-year could both go up. That's why when I came in originally, I wanted to go long the E-mini, go long the treasuries, because I saw it as like, okay, the E-mini might try and push down, but if it doesn't, there could still be moves up in the treasuries and central bank easing. So I think that the probability really favors me to go long here. And at the time, it was good risk reward too. Of course, we had to fight it a ton before it finally gave it to us. But
Air Cages says I just made 5 figures by trading crypto. Don't listen to Seth. We're all gonna make it.
Did you really
IDK
make...
says yes. Also, it would be an enormous psychological charge if you're constantly thinking about the.
Yeah.
IDK says about being profitable to pay bills.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Okay, so here's exactly kind of the weird stuff that I was talking about. Like, that was pretty good upside there in the E-mini, and then all of a sudden it just turned back down hard and gave us another short signal, but one in which I'm a little iffy on taking it. Just because I can't. That's at 36.88, and look, it's already come back for. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Whoa, wow. Okay. I was thinking if I saw a stop run, maybe I would fade it, but they just went up there like that. That's like, okay. Okay. Do your thing. Forex Live says if stocks can't rally on 50 basis points and Biden crushing Sanders, they can't rally on anything. Well, they did rally yesterday, Forex Live. Come on. Come on. They did rally yesterday. Give them something. I'm gonna tweet back. I'm gonna tweet back to him.
Sebastian Marquez says incredible.
That really was an incredible long. I don't know how I should say that. Maybe I'm just not going to tweet. I'm feeling a little impulsive this morning. What's Gary Norton saying here? Gary Norton and Discovery Trader talk a lot. Meanwhile, they still need to support the repo market 5 months after the one-off repo failure. Yeah, that's the whole other baffling kettle of fish. The Fed has lost all credibility, whatever was left of it. Anyways, February, the economy is strong. There's no reason to cut. In 1 week, stocks dropped 15%. Here's a 50 basis point. Just fuck off. Oh, come on. You know what? So I've been seeing this discussion in the market. Actually, I was arguing with people about it. Okay, here's the open, by the way, about to step in. So let's just let's chat a little bit while it's going, because there's no way I'm going to take a trade in that mess. Oh, why did it not reset? Well, it should have reset there, but okay, whatever. Yeah, so there's this argument out there like, okay, the market is rallying, but then it's not rallying, and it's not rallying, then even the Federal Reserve can't hold stocks. Is kind of like, okay, hold on. We need to look a little historically here, folks. All right. Some history. S&P 500 futures. Oh, wait, you know what? Why is it not? I need to sign in here first with Google. There. Oh, no, that wasn't what I wanted. There we go. So it's dark so that it doesn't look retarded. Okay. One day. Okay. I'm just gonna simplify this. We don't need Bitcoin. Okay. So 2008. Here we are. Okay. So here's October. Here's where they cut rates, right? Right here. They cut rates in this area. Okay. Now you notice we bought. There was a little bit of there was this, but then eventually we kind of recovered. Okay. And then Obama got elected and this happened. Okay, so So what do we learn from this? Okay. We sold after they cut. The market can continue to go down after the Federal Reserve cuts rates. That happened in 2008. I know that every other time after that it was like you buy it. Okay. But in the financial crisis, which is, I think that we have to compare this to the financial crisis because the market is treating it like a real financial crisis now. They did go down. Okay, but the treasuries went up. So I'm a simple man, guys. When the Federal Reserve says, hey, you guys should go out there and buy things, I buy things. It's that simple. And now I do that with the understanding that it might be short term and that in the next 3 months, that there's a really strong possibility that the equities go even lower, possibly even to a 20% pullback, or even more than that. It's a really strong possibility. Okay. But does that mean that the Federal Reserve has lost all credibility? I don't think that that's the case. I don't think that that's the case at all. The Federal Reserve would lose all credibility if they didn't cut. I mean, this is a thing that's funny. Is like, did you guys want them to not cut? Like, what is it that you wanted them to do that would be different? Not have cut rates as strongly in 2008. Not have done all of the other things that gave us the longest bull market in history, and just let it fall and let it stay down there. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. So I just, but the thing that I kind of bothers me is this idea that like, oh, okay, the Federal Reserve did something. I'm not particularly happy about it. We should go short. Nah, doesn't make sense to me.
Harlequin says, cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Fed slogan 2020.
Don't give up. Yeah. Oh, Donald Trump tweeting and clarifying his remarks on Hannity last night. I never said people that are feeling sick should go to work. This is just more fake news and disinformation put out by Democrats, in particular MSDNC. Comcast covers the coronavirus situation horribly, only looking to do harm to the incredible and successful effort being made. Okay, well, these people were going out and have fun times with friends and family at bars and restaurants, go grocery shopping at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Fairway, take the subway, pick up things at CVS, and you cannot avoid the virus. It's here everywhere. Lawyers and accountants working on site at client now report flu symptoms where clients' employees tested positive. Yeah, well, sure. Listen, folks. This I should tweet. Guess what? The coronavirus is probably going to become widespread in the United States. That's not necessarily the end of the world or markets. Yeah. Because what I keep seeing out there is, coronavirus, it's going to...
Sebastian Marquez says, unclear movements.
Yeah, it's the coronavirus, it's going to go and it's going to become everywhere. You can't avoid it now. These people, they've been all over in Seattle. They've been spreading it everywhere. Yeah. Sure, yeah. It doesn't matter. It's a cold, guys. Do you understand that the reason that the governments have been freaking out about this is because grandma catches it, then she can potentially die. And that's a normal thing.
Loya Yan Shengpin Zhao Yi says, hi, real live trading.
Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, we're on sim today because everything's so crazy, but every day. And thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Anyways, where was I stuck in that thought there? Oh yeah. The reason that governments freak out about this is because if grandma catches it, she's going to die. And so that is certainly something that, hey, if we can save a couple thousand grandmas, then shouldn't we do some things to limit the spread of it? Yes, absolutely we can. Now there's this turning point. At which point does it become so widespread that trying to prevent its spread is no longer worth the damage to the economy? Uh, I'm going to guess that the politicians are never going to calculate that. Because it would not reflect well on them to be making such a cold decision. Although probably we'd all be better off if they did. So they're going to do maximum freak out, and guess what? They benefit from that because the government gets to be in charge, and everybody votes for them. And see, it's in their interest to get you to freak out for sure, but when it becomes widespread in the United States, guess what? You and I are probably not going to die. We did the calculations. Probably one of my viewers will die. Probably at least one of you will die. Okay, but the actual danger that this thing poses to everyday people has been way exaggerated, and the damage that it can do to markets in particular, I believe, has been way exaggerated. And I just don't think that you come in and say, oh, coronavirus is spreading, let's just sell the indexes. It's not. It doesn't work that way. It's not a one-to-one relationship. So that's my rant on coronavirus for the day. Talking the market up. Look, they moved up while I was doing it. They're listening to me. I feel like they are. I feel like they're listening to me. Number of S&P 500 stocks that are up at the moment, 3. Well, up from yesterday, sure. That doesn't mean that the E-mini can't close that gap and move higher. I would have to go with, who was it? Sebastian? Was it Sebastian that was saying unclear movements? Yes.
Smash the Bid says emo your strat has to be 90% objective. If it's mainly subjective, you're never going to be able to track and fix things. You won't know if you're the idiot or the system.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Well, yeah. So, like, a lot of people's strategy right now is, oh, there was a bad coronavirus headline, I should sell it. And that's been working, but at some point, it's going to stop working, right? At some point. Now, on my strategy, and I also really agree with you with Smash the Bid, like, because somebody earlier was saying, you have to be able to adjust to market conditions. That's true. But I would be careful about winging it. You know what I mean? Like if you're adjusting to market conditions, then what it really should be is like, okay, when it's low liquidity, here is a strategy that I take in low liquidity, right? Take a few shots, and if it runs, then good, and if it doesn't, then oh well. Or take a ton of really, really tiny profits in treasuries, and primarily treasuries, because the E-mini is probably going to move around way too much for you. That's a strategy, but you've got to be able to track it, right? Like you've got to know that the particular trades that you're taking happen to work in those particular conditions, and that your own track record with it is X, and have stats to be able to go back and look at it objectively. Otherwise you're just going to do random stuff, and you're going to be fooled by randomness constantly. Fooled by your own randomness. Not quite 100% sure what to make of the action here in treasuries. Like, they're coming back. I think that 13 and 13.5 might be a great place to try and catch it again if we're going to go long. but I'm too concerned that they're going to dip down through it again. I mean, there sure was a lot of people trying to stop it. Well, let's not say there were people trying to stop it, but there was a lot of absorption in this area before, right? Okay, so that was a really strong up move that's coming back. It's a down bar with a really wild tail. Now the market is going into meat grinder mode again. It looks like, yeah, because there, I was thinking, well, maybe I missed my chance at 14, and then it was stacking higher, and then they take it again. See, it's just being like really difficult to read at the moment for me. And the E-mini is whipping back and forth meat grinder style again. Kind of like it did yesterday after the open, huh? So I think we wait. There was some 14 might be a spot. We'll see. They seem ready to jump up if the sell comes in the E-mini. Okay, well, I we are to the time where I could take one. If I took a long, I think I'd want to be at 14.5. It's a big iceberg there. So there's the E-mini is really battling again. Nope. Kind of getting that adverse excursion thing again where because I took that on a limit order and they pushed through me a little bit more than that. And I always end up being too early, and then when it actually gets going, I end up chasing it. Okay, so there's a ding, supposedly short. Well, Treasury's really jumped up there 15.5 for a second. But then the E-mini calmed back down. I don't know. It looks like I didn't catch close enough to the edge. Hmm. They might come all the way back. That'll be funny. I think on that one though, like I was expecting like real trend coming in and because it's being uncertain instead of trying to hold it. I think that it's better for me to just sit on my hands. It's still super tight, choppy. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. 500 hit into it. Watch it not fill me. Oh, I don't know if that would have filled live or not. That one was a little questionable. The E-mini is just all over the place, man. I think it's going to fall, though. There's 50. Okay. So the open is at 46. They just shied away from it there.
Show me the volume future says as 10-year as choppy as S haven't paid attention since open.
Well, yes and no, because the 10-year is definitely choppy, but choppy in the 10-year is like one tick. So we're still in a narrow 4-tick range. Like me getting, 4 ticks is not too shabby. So because we've basically been between 13 and 16 this whole time. So that was a pretty strong hit into 16 to hold. And since I'm still not entirely sure what's going to happen, I'm going to take the profit. Because I got 3 ticks on it. It's the range. That's what I should be taking when I'm not sure that we're in like a strong trend. Now look at that.
Show me the volume future says good call.
Right? I got
Show me the
really
volume future
fucking
says
lucky
S doesn't
too.
see to want to dump quite yet.
I was really lucky that I got filled on that even. I'm wondering now, okay, if I hadn't have done that, would I have gotten out at 15.5 or would I have let it come all the way back on me? So I think that's where I have a real problem is when it doesn't quite go like what I'm expecting and I just freeze. I'm just like, well, okay, let's just wait and see what it does. And oh man, this is okay. So this is a shooting star. Wow. Oh, of course now it does it. Oh, that sucks. Treasuries are not getting like incredibly excited yet, though. Okay, that's a little better. I hate it when it starts doing that. Okay, cool. I was saying last time. Well, I'm actually getting okay. Yeah, so 5 is that's fine. ATR average true range right now is almost 6 points. Well, I almost got it too. Huh. Did those two cancel each other out? No, they did not. No, 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 no. Ooh, good deal. Durr. That was dumb. I don't know why I did that. It's okay.
Block by.
This is not necessarily a high probability trade that I'm taking right here in the 10-year, but the way that it's trading like that, I think it's worth a shot. Oh, you took him. Come on. This is a really good level break look. Just gonna squeeze. Come on. Hmm. Okay. I think the setup is still there. Look at you getting killed now. Squeeze. They're gonna blow through him. Oh, come on. It's so close. Hmm. There you go. Well, one would be not so great, but I might have to. Yeah. Okay, that one's better. You mean it still looks ugly to me? It still looks like it wants more. No? Okay, they're not putting a whole lot on the inside here in the 10-year now. That's a little disconcerting. If I can just get them to hit one more time. Why is that one not giving? Oh, because it was not blue on that bar. Hmm. Okay. I'm okay with that one because um I'm not entirely sure that it's gonna like turn into a full thing, and the signal is only 8 ticks. I let it run, but obviously I could have taken so much more in all this though. They're not getting back below 17. They pushed through, they come back to 17. Activity is kind of decreasing again. Okay. 4K. Wow.
Harlequin says, well, you are doing better than me, buddy. Took incredible zero trades so far, lol. Being patient so far.
No, I don't think you're doing better than me. I don't think you are because I had those screw ups earlier. Hmm. Look at them squeeze that 10-year. Ooh.
Harlequin says still thought you were net positive though? Watching Dota Stram as well, so maybe I missed some trades.
No, there was two at the beginning that leave me negative. This spot in the E-mini is becoming incredibly volatile, and I'm having a difficult time getting real momentum going on my side. So at 41 and 3/4 is where things kind of get favorable for me. Yeah. Like that. Gonna squeeze them up into me in the 10-year. Okay, so there's a really strong sweep there at 38. I think that sellers have a really strong incentive here to really try and push them down. So all things considered, that little move up doesn't necessarily fit for me. We may need to just let their next sell come in. Whoa, what? Okay, hands off. The treasuries just got squeezed hardcore there. I'm surprised that they're taking 17.5 again though. What? Yeah. They're gonna come into me. That one I'm not so worried about. It's the E-mini one. It's kind of not behaving right. Well, now they're gonna go all the way down, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That actually still puts me net negative though. Just barely. I think the E-mini is doing one of these twisty trap sort of things. Okay. Too late. Hmm. That's not incredibly encouraging. Whoa. Okay.
DJ says with the increased volatility, it's been difficult having tight stops.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I should make it really clear for anybody that's new that those trades that I'm taking in the E-mini are sim trades. It's just too volatile for me to be putting any risk on the table right now. That looks like a trap. Nope. Nope. Bad call. Bad call. We should be long again. The treasuries came back down. Okay. Or no, I still feel like I want to take a short, but that drop in the treasury sure doesn't suggest that we should. Now the thing is that this 16, 15 half area here could be your buy again. The treasury has been doing really clean uptrend pullback sort of stuff. So 16. I'm seeing that iceberg at 29.5 offer. You're squeezing higher, yes. Hmm.
Harlequin says curious if we are gonna see a double inside day in the Amini. This shit is rare, if so tomorrow should be a huge trend day.
Is it? Well, I'm not too happy about that. I think that I just want to get rid of that. This is turning into a strong trend, dude.
IDK says 54% of retails are short on the S. Harlequin says well so far it is. Still 6 more hours to go but we are pretty much in the middle of the range.
I would not surprised to hear that much of retail is short on ES. When I was looking at Wall Street bets yesterday, they were all so bearish, and I was just like, Federal Reserve cut rates, and you guys all want to sell it? Okay. That's where I was going on that rant earlier, because it was like they were all 100% convinced that it was like the end of the world. And I was just like, well, okay, yeah, there's going to be some financial fallout from it, but I don't see the case that it's as bad as you're making it out to be. Well, they're fighting me real hard there. Hmm. So now that the treasuries are below that 15, and if they start hitting back into those 13s again, then I'd say there's a good chance that it's just over. Yeah. So that's never a good sign. You put your order in, they're running away from it. Isn't that weird?
Harlequin says this MES DOM is hurting my eyes way too small lol, but I guess needed for this volatility.
Yeah, it definitely is. Hmm. Hmm. I find it interesting how it tends to go against me so often. So this thing that I'm doing over in Yes, when I'm taking the things kind of based on feel and the absorption, it seems like the way that I'm playing it is always wrong. Like there's always more adverse excursion against me than favorable excursion. Always. What was that? My connection just reset. I don't know what the deal was with that. See, I'll let it come back a little bit. I try long. It's going to go with 8 ticks against me first. See that? I actually see a really strong setup on short if they get down there. Like, really? What am I doing? What is it that how am I doing that? Okay, well, that one actually went a little bit my way. Will it actually get to the 10? Yeah, it did. Go on, do it. I'm definitely not picking up on something that's random, but it's very wrong. Okay. What the hell? I guess not. That went south on me very quickly, didn't it? Hmm. Now they do it, huh? Now they do it. Looks like a really hard turn. Jeez. No, it felt okay. Well, that helps a little bit. It doesn't make up for the bad e-mini or for the bad treasury trades that we made. Ooh, in fact, it's giving me another signal short. Not there. That's a little better. Oh, come on.
Block buy.
Hmm. There we go. Seriously. Okay. Better. Really? Really? You see that stop run, man? Fuck. I'm just like full tilt, like, holy shit. That doesn't work. It's too tight.
Sebastian Marquez says you crazy J ja ja ja.
I know. It's just really, I'm trying to figure out what the deal is, and I'm just not seeing it. There's something I'm missing that's super bad. You see, because the adverse excursion is always so much more. And then I miss them. Like, what the hell? If I do the opposite of what I've been doing, that would still be a sell.
Sebastian Marquez says those movements seem consolidations, possibly reaching yesterday's close.
See, this is just stopping people out now. Like, it's not going anywhere. That I thought I took one in the treasury. 14. All right, well, whatever. I'm not seeing the edges of this very well at all. Let's It looks bearish to me, but what do I know? That one's a little bit of chasing. The treasuries look agitated. Wouldn't you say? I think they want this. Look at those treasuries going for me. And this E-mini going for me. That move on the upside was really... You can just see the way that the treasuries are reacting to it now. It was around 824. Oh, that was not that long ago. As strong as that move was, I'm not 100% sure if they're gonna like just careen down all the way back to the bottom or not. It kind of suggests to me, well, 47 is a spot to watch because that was the hour, the bottom of the hour.
RJ Wheel says this is the slowest the market has been in a week and a half at this mid-morn time.
Yeah, that's a good observation, RJ. It really has been quite a bit calmer. I mean, it still will stop you out for 8 ticks, but oh, okay. Now they're ready to test that open of the hour. And they're doing the level break thing in the ZN again. Well, I think though I should take one off. Movement down in this area seems pretty random. Like all of this is random.
RJ Wheel says, is it over and back to norms? This is the first sign I've seen we are returning to normal.
I'd say that it's a good first step, but the problem is that they could push back down and things fall apart very, very quickly. So there's the long. That's not good. Oof. I'm disappointed that I didn't get filled up at the top, but they're just right back into that frustrating area. Okay, 6K. Might go through me. See, if I had gotten filled, then I would be up, but too many losers in ES. I don't know how I do that. It's like literally like not a tick of favorable excursion on some of these. I don't understand.
Smash the Bid says your entries seem so random.
Yeah.
Are you just taking every absorption you see?
That is what I'm doing. And I'm not doing that like I think that's a good strategy by any means. But I'm trying to figure out why it's so bad. Like when you would see absorption in the ES, it can be good, and some of them do work, right? But it's like they go through it. But it's not just that it goes through it. It's like it should be random. You know what I mean? Should be random, and it's not. It's certainly not random. It certainly goes against me more than it goes for me. So it's like every time that I see absorption, I should push it. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just this market. I suppose it's possible, but yeah, and to expand on that, the thing that I'm seeing for absorption is the really volatile kind of fighting sort of stuff where like they go really fast, and I can see quite a bit is traded in there. I mean, I have gotten some to run, like that one. If I had held on and let it go all the way back down again, or doubled down or something, then I would be really, really happy right now, right? But I'm more interested in just in this really volatile action. The chances of me getting stopped out or getting my profit, it should be pretty random, and yet it is certainly not the case. So it's almost like, and I'm doing this with sim orders, so it's like everybody else is doing what I'm doing, and it's ending poorly for them. You know? Short that shit.
RJ
It's going to
Wheels says
zero.
Warren out.
Oh,
Air
yeah,
Cages
let's
says
see that.
absorb
Let's check
D's
the
nuts.
Twitter.
Woo. Air
It's
Cages
dropping
says
out.
short that shit. It's going to zero. Air Cages says financial markets dying. Crypto pumping. Love
She has
it.
not informed financial markets yet. Let's check crypto. It's still where it was, dude. You're just trying to pump it again. This is negative for sure.
Ace Trade says howdy.
Oh, hey, Ace. Yeah, you know what, Ace? Your signal has given me a lot of pretty good spots, but in this action, it is just too wild. So, like, I'll give you an example here. Where was it? I want to say that it was before the open, but it wasn't. So, like, this thing right here. Good freaking grief. Like, yeah, it did do it eventually, but only after fighting around like crazy ridiculous for 30 minutes. Actually, that's not 30 minutes. That's like 10 minutes, right? 10, 20 minutes. Anyways, so I've been practicing and I've been doing okay, but I've also been taking some other trades based off absorption that doesn't work for some reason. So I'm coming over here. What I'm trying to do is see where the absorption on the upside is, and then try and catch the swing the other way. And then when I see the absorption the other way, I want to get out. Okay. And maybe if I get 8 on this one, let's just save for the heck of it. Okay, but look. Okay, that's going to stop me out.
Ace Trades says agreed. Ace Trades says love having my stuff all out there. My fault.
No, I didn't
Air
show
Cages
you what it was.
says you need wider stops to hit these BP trades. Air Cages says Ace your BP indicator is lovely.
You can see the
RJ
line.
Wheels says Bloomberg NDAs and Warren DNA a thing of the past now in this election year. Smash the Bid says absorption happens a lot. Where
Yeah,
it
it
happens
does.
is what's more important. Emo. Ace Trade says it is harder in choppy markets, but isn't everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm kind of in the mode like this week, you just don't trade at life. But so I've kind of been toying around. On the treasuries is a different issue. The treasuries is a different issue. Here on the treasury, you get some pretty good swing. You get some pretty good swing. You can get in here. You can get out here. I mean, it's actually giving you really good spots.
Air Cages says absorption works better as an exit signal than an entry signal.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's probably true too. But the problem in the treasury is when it gets into this area, it's so frustrating. Oh my gosh, trying to catch it and hold it and all of that is just really, really frustrating. Anyways, so anyways, I hope you're not too concerned about I show that chart.
Says why so many indicators lol.
Oh, a lot of them are just there. So like this line is just for the heck of it to see. Actually, it's turning into a pretty good bias indicator, but level 2 is something that I do look at, but it's hard to trade it. Cumulative delta I always watch. So really I'm looking at cumulative delta. And I got these other charts. So like this one. I'm primarily looking at, okay, do you see how where the previous hour's open was ends up being indicative of spots where they can possibly turn? So for instance, down here, the downside, they did probe through it, but it turned from the previous hour's open. And vice versa here, the previous hour's open has been the low here and they haven't been able to push through it. And then like the Fisher transform, that's just on there. This just on here. This tells me if we're up or down on the hour. So we do watch that one. These charts down here I haven't been paying too much attention to. And then there's this with a bunch of lines on it and everything. Which again, I'm just looking to see if those lines give me a good enough bias. And it seems like, though, in this market that it's just too wild to do anything with it. And of course, I don't just trade it off of these lines. It's a lot more complicated than that. So I don't think that's enough to... But I cannot show that if that bothers you. But it's just a chart with a moving average on it. I don't think it's a big deal. And you don't see the properties of it either. So, but another thing that I am seeing is there's like this range. Well, like we're developing a really good volume profile here, right? That, yeah. Merkel's party pushed back on calls for broad fiscal stimulus. Okay. Well, anyways, had some good trades and all. The stuff, what I was doing there in the E-mini definitely wasn't working. It's like you're saying, absorption is just not. The thing that I'm trying to figure out is when does it matter and when does it not, right? So like it fails every time I take it, then it does it. Okay, so why does that matter? Because if I can figure out how to take it the opposite way, but when I do the opposite, that's the thing that really messes with my head, is that when I do the opposite, it's also problematic. So I'm not sure what it is about. I must have something more to do with this spot in relation to other stuff. You know what? I've been like doing this way too long. I need to like generate my charts and get going. It's almost the top of the hour. Oh, there was a bunch of other chats. Sorry, I didn't catch. So, by the way, Ace, did you get the indicators that I sent you? I did. I just haven't messed with them. Thank you. Okay, cool. So I think, I have another one, but we'll work with those ones first. You need a bigger screen. Yeah, but I don't. Are you guys just say that to troll me? Put something up there doesn't mean that I'm using it. Just means I want to understand it. Mm-mm. I will now reveal the Holy Grail. Well, it's not a Holy Grail. That's the thing. Like here's the thing: if I had a line, if I could put a line up there, and it was just like every time that line was touched, it was a golden trading opportunity, okay, then I would not show it to you. I would not show it to you. Okay. It's way more complicated than that, right? And the thing that I realized about all this when Ace showed me what the lines were and everything was that the specific price didn't really matter. It was like, it was the setup itself. It was, there's an opportunity for more volume to come in. It's 9 o'clock. There's going to be more volume coming into the futures before the E-mini opens. Okay. And then you just go with the momentum. And that's it. We already knew what it was. And the line, all the line does is make you consistent with it. That makes sense. But I'm not going to tell you what the line is, how to make it, or what the other line is for, or why that matters. So I think we're okay, right, Ace? And it doesn't, and the bigger thing though is that in a really wild market like this, it does not work. Never send Holy Grail indicators to Seth. No. Yeah, don't give me a Holy Grail. Well, unless you want me to program something. We have done some things where we programmed something up and I just had it running, but you would never see it. Those don't show up on a chart, right? But there's no Holy Grail. There's no Holy Grail. I'm starting to wonder how. I don't know. I gotta go. I just want to talk. I feel bad. I feel like not good. You know why? Because I don't have my. I wasn't able to take some medication today. Okay, I'm gonna go get that right now. So I will see you guys. I feel so crazy and dumb. No, just my ADHD. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna stop. I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable.